Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about something that I think people are starting to catch on to, but probably not. But anyway, here it goes. Just when you thought that everything from the 90s, from the hairstyles to the fashion to the ways you watch entertainment, were all gone, think again. A lot of people are bringing a lot of stuff from the 90s back. I have my working VHS player still. I'm building up a VHS collection again. And believe it or not, guess what? Um People are buying new VHSs so they can watch their old VHS films. So VHSs are clearly coming back. Another thing, the hairstyles are coming back. You might thought this is a modern day haircut, but let me turn around and show you why it's not a modern day haircut. See how this is curved and this is spiked and the sideburns are long? This is a 90s cut. This is a 90s haircut. When it's spiked up, I look like one of the members from NSYNC, but when it's combed down, I look like George Clooney from ER. This is a George Clooney cut, but I have it spiked up during the day. The goatees are coming back. Now, the goatees are no longer a dad beard. At one time in the 1990s, for those of you who are too young to even remember the rest of the 90s, this is for the 90s babies. We seen, our uncles and our grandfathers, maybe our dads, wearing a goatee. And goatee was called the dad beard or the middle-aged man beard. The reason why it was named those two things is because, when you're in your 40s or when you're in your 50s, you've seen a lot of shit, you've been through a lot of shit, you don't give a shit about anything anymore, and so you grow out a goatee, and people understand that you're older and wiser and realize that you just don't give a shit about anything anymore. However, though, the goatee has lost its dad style, and now it's a common thing that you see young men wear, mainly due to HBO still having Dennis Miller Live on it. And Dennis Miller is known for having a goatee. But anyway, 90s facial hairstyles are coming back. The hair's coming back. The fashion sense is coming back. Okay, some of the 90s fashion, I will give in and say yes, it should come back. But the other half, for the love of all that is good on this planet, do not bring suspender jeans back. Just don't bring them back, please. Do not fucking bring them back. I beg anybody not to bring those goddamn stupid shit jeans back. They're so dumb. Just look at I think it's JC from NSYNC or Backstreet Boy. Yeah, Backstreet Boys. Um no, sorry, RJ from Backstreet Boys. Just look at a picture with him wearing these suspender jeans and you'll know what I'm talking about. They're awful. We don't need them back. Maybe some other 90s fashions, yeah, we could use back, but not those. Anything but them. Anyway, so, where was I? Oh, yeah. Um, now, the reason why a lot of young people in my age gap are bringing back shit from the 90s is because, number one, the 90s were the last great decade in America. And that's not a bullshit statement. And the reason why I say that's a bullshit statement is because prior to the 2000s, when we got, early forms of social media, um, people actually had to leave their house to find a date. People would go to bars, people would go to clubs, you name it. But now people are on, online and they're talking to people that they have no idea who they are behind the computer screen, and that makes things a whole lot scarier than actually going out to a bar and talking to somebody. And so dating in the 90s was much easier. Television in the 90s was much easier, and you see a lot of TV shows that are going with the I don't give a shit if you're offended route anymore, which is a refreshing thing to see, considering how much of a pussy nation we've become, to be honest. Um, another reason why a lot of people from in my generation are bringing a lot of this stuff from the 90s back is because, let's face it, it's part of our childhood, and instead of adapting to this decade, this poor excuse for a decade, we're, bringing back some things that make us feel nostalgic about our youth, while we still have youth, while we still can remember what our youth was. But the point being is that it's nostalgic for my generation. And I just feel sad that my generation is already going through a nostalgic period. That's just sad. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff from the 90s is coming back, and I'm happy it's coming back because I do remember a lot from the 90s, including the last tail end 3 years of the 90s. I do remember a lot. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and 90s on.